Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Reignite. Thank you for stopping by. We have a treat in store for you today. We have a guest. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a very talented musician. She's even had her own show in Las Vegas, which anyone that knows me knows that's a talking point. So please join me and let's meet and greet the fabulous Maxine Talulah. Hi, Max.
Hi, Cathy. Hi, everybody.
Good morning. Well,
Check
no,
out
it's
the
just
trousers.
afternoon.
Can you see the trousers?
I think, can we see the trousers? Oh, there they are. These are the most
They're
fabulous
on.
pair of I covet those trousers. They are magnificent.
They are very flattering as well. Great.
I like them. I like them. So I was just going to ask you actually, when you do a show, do you have any like pre-show rituals or superstitions that you follow before you go to a show?
Um, I don't drink alcohol,
Wise,
and I
wise.
don't eat. And I don't eat.
Really?
No, not really. Not really. Just literally warm ups vocally, but only minimal because I find that if I warm up extensively, then that kind of breaks my voice a little bit. I'd rather just go in and go for it.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have specific like vocal exercises that you follow or anything?
Yeah, yes, I do because I'm a singing teacher as well and a musician, obviously, and a piano teacher. So I coach young kids, and we do breathing exercises, various me, ma, those kind of things. Just
Yeah.
the basic warm ups. So yeah,
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, Maxine is. Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm seeing everybody pop up. I saw Danielle there from Dublin, and a few
I,
people. Oh, we've got several people appearing. Thank you all for stopping by on this Friday afternoon. You don't want to go
great,
outside. It's raining. It's horrible out there. Actually, is
absolutely.
it
Thank
raining where you
goodness.
are?
It's actually really overcast and grey. So beautiful yesterday, but today not so. So that works in our favour.
I think so. I think so. So yeah, going back with Maxine, obviously we've got to talk about the million and one things that you're doing at the moment because you are fingers in
So
all
many.
sorts of pies.
I know.
But
I know.
before we go there and what's coming
Mhm.
next, we always like to go
Yeah,
right the way back to the
back to the
beginning and
beginning.
find out how it all began because you started at a very young age, didn't you,
I did.
in
I
music?
did. Absolutely. I mean, right from the age of 4, I've always been interested in music, whether it was playing the piano, organ, or and the recorder. I moved on to the clarinet and took my grades through the ABRSM syllabus. Piano, so I'm grade 8 pianist and theory of music. So music has always been my absolute passion. I was Yeah, I was never one for kind of being into listening to like the punk generation or groups. I was always into kind of female artists, and that's what I would listen
Hmm.
to over and over and over again. And it was just my absolute passion right from a young age. And I just entered talent competitions, I guess, from the age of 11, 12, and just absolutely loved the feeling on the stage. It was brilliant. Um, and then I kind of got a little set together and went out into local working men's clubs and pubs and up and down the UK and in the Midlands, and then ended up having my own 2-hour show. I just absolutely love the feeling, writing songs as well. So always, right from the beginning, I've always incorporated my own original material as well, because that's ultimately what, as an artist, is where you want to get to, putting your own music
Yeah,
out there. So yeah,
yeah. And
that's how it all
do
started.
you? But were your family musical from it being such a young age? Were there other members of your family that were in the music industry, or?
Not particularly. I'm one of 4, and all the siblings had the opportunity to try an instrument. So my brother, ironically, his name's Martin. Played the drums.
Oh,
Obviously,
there you
and
go.
he was good, but he never kind of. We joined like the local band, kind of youth organisation, and of which I played the clarinet, he played the drums. My sister played. Remember those old fashioned organs? She used to play those. And then
Oh
my
yeah.
other sister, my eldest sister, played acoustic guitar. So they've all had the opportunity, but just never passionate.
Ah,
Wasn't passionate about it. I was the only one that kind of stuck with it. So
okay,
yeah,
so you're the only one that pursued it. So none of your
yeah,
siblings have gone into the
no,
music
no,
industry. No,
no,
no.
no.
And in those early years, how were your parents about it? Were they? it sounds like
Well,
if you all had the chance to do it, they encouraged you,
yes,
clearly.
they did. Absolutely. My parents were the ones that backed me basically, and they bought all the equipment and were the ones that took me obviously around to the talent shows, and then to do my own shows. And it was a kind of a family, that my family helped me kind of set up the equipment and operating the equipment for me. So yeah, they all kind of became involved and were very, very supportive. So that was great as a 14-year-old going into a
Yeah.
working men's club or a pub where they're still smoking at that time as well.
Yeah, of
It was,
course.
yes. So I had the backing from them, which was
I
great.
was going to say, for any of our younger viewers, back in the day, you used to be able to smoke in
I
pubs,
know,
clubs,
I
restaurants,
know.
everywhere. It's
Didn't
so
need a
long
smoke
ago now.
machine. Oh God, I know. I mean, it's awful, isn't it? Now when I look back, the haze and the mist, but just got
I
on with it.
know.
Just
I
got on
always
with it.
remember, you go upstairs and sit at the back of the bus upstairs, or you could smoke at the back of a plane.
Yes.
That used to
Mm.
fascinate me. It's like, yeah, the back two rows of a plane you can smoke, because of course that's
I,
not going anywhere else at
I
all, is
know.
it? It's just going to stay
Bizarre.
there.
Bizarre. It's awful. It's awful. And I've never been a smoker, so I notice it. As soon as somebody lights one up now, you can smell it in your hair. It's just, I hate it. I hate it. But hey,
Yeah, yeah.
anyway.
That's a problem. That's a problem in Vegas, but we'll get back to Vegas. We won't jump into that too quickly, because then I'll go down a rabbit hole.
I know.
So, so back in those really, really early days when you were going to the talent shows, what artists? You said female artists generally, but what artists and what songs did you enjoy performing back then?
I used to love the likes. I always loved Tina Turner. Absolute massive Tina Turner fan. So Simply the Best was always a favourite. Gloria Estefan. I used to sing the
Mhm.
Bangles, Eternal Flame when I was doing the talent competition. In fact, I
Oh,
remember doing a talent show. I was 14 at the time and you were meant to be 16 to qualify. But I used to wear a little mini skirt and little waistcoat or whatever, and I went up and sang with their local residential band. One of the songs was Eternal Flame, and I actually won the show. But they then found out that was only 14. So I got my trophy taken off me because I was too
no,
young. I won it
they
because it was
took
meant
it
to be
back off
16.
you.
They took it back. Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh,
But
that's
I rude.
cruel.
Rude.
That's so cruel.
I know. I know. But funny. But it's a great experience. And I always also entered. Do you remember oh God, the BBC? Oh God, what was it called? It was BBC Entertainer of the Year or something. So some show on like
All right.
going
Yeah,
live or
yeah,
something. It was a
yeah.
Saturday morning show. I went to the auditions, and again sang three kind of well-known songs. And they said you're actually too good to put on the show. So this is kind of the story of my life. I was kind of, because I was already doing 2-hour shows myself. They wanted almost little wannabes off the street and desperate little kids, and I was already doing it. But you're too good to go on this show. Like that's not what I want to hear. I just need exposure, please. I need to get on the BBC. So it's been a
Yeah.
struggle. It has been a real struggle, hard work, a lot of hard work involved. But now it's kind of all starting to take shape and happen for me slowly,
Yeah,
finally. But
going in different directions.
yeah.
But when you, what am I right? You were born in the and brought up in the
Midlands.
Midlands.
Yes,
So
both on
you had your
Trent.
show in London. So how did that work? Did you surely they didn't drive you down and you came back? Did you
Yes,
stay in
yeah.
London?
We used to stay over. We used to stay over. Yeah, so I had a London agent that signed me up and put me in and around. I mean, I've sang in so many dives. To be fair, there was one place in Acton, I think it was, and the sandwich board outside the pub was just a live entertainment tonight, Maxine. The public thought it was a stripper. So it's like, who's on tonight? No, it's not a stripper, it's me. But in all honesty, and then they put you in between the toilets. So you literally, there's the act, toilet side the side of the dartboard. And they was expecting a stripper, then I rock up and sing, do my thing.
Oh my.
But that was one of the best nights ever. One of the best. The places that you expect are really dingy and dive. You think, oh my God, I'm dreading this, but they always end up being the
Yeah,
best nights. Great,
yeah.
always up for a good time. So it's good. No, it's good.
But
So
not a good enough time to take those trousers off. Just keep the trousers on.
no, no, they're staying put. They're staying put.
So from there, you started out, like you said, in all these little pubs, clubs, unis as well. And I think did I see shopping centres as well?
Yes, well, that's when I met my manager. Actually, it was New Year's Eve that I met him, ironically, in Reigate, no, Redhill, the
Yeah,
Priory, Notfield Priory. That was like a sports club, and so he used to go out
yeah.
working out, and they knew that he dabbled in the industry. And he came along to see me one New Year's Eve. I was only 15, and again signed me up, and we started kind of a promotional tour right from top of Scotland, Invergordon, right down to Plymouth, and that entailed bingo halls, shopping centres, road shows, anything that we could do, just all part of a promotional package. And it entailed, again, it was a mixture of covers and original songs, and then eventually moved over to primarily original songs, just to get my name out there, which is when the football happened, and I was invited to sing in the middle of the boxing rings the British national anthem, that was at the Royal Albert Hall, which was brilliant, absolutely brilliant experience. And it was just great. I've obviously sang to at any one time 40,000 people. That was at Aston Villa's football ground. So I'd literally at the time I was nice and skinny and 7 stone, literally going onto the pitch in my little mini dress, singing away to 40,000 people. But again, I just got kind of named like the Pride of the Premier, or the Max Factor, or the X Factor. Got loads of. I mean, literally, I came prepared. So this, I mean,
And
this
I
one.
was going to say,
I
have
was
you
going to
got
say
your
this. I'm going to
pictures?
show you this. So this little
Go on, let's put Maxine on full
yeah,
screen so we
yeah,
can have a
full
look at that.
screen.
Hold on, let's go full screen because I can't
So the
see that without
Pride
my
of the
glasses.
Pride of the Premier, and then
Oh,
again
look
the
at
Max
that!
Factor. I was with like footballers. So Darren Peacock
Oh,
and Les Ferdinand.
wow!
So all these, so I
Oh,
had
how
all of these.
cool!
So they started naming me the Max Factor, and every time I went to a ground, that football team always won the match. So, and then I think there was one, there was one. Oh God, one article. Which was it? The Daily Mail, I think it was, or the Sun. Yeah, Max said the Sun. In the Sun. I can't get
In the
used to this camera.
sun.
In the Sun.
I know it's weird,
In
isn't
the
it?
Daily
Everything's the wrong way round.
So in the Daily
Oh,
Express, but they just,
whoa!
Villa banking on the Max Factor. So everywhere I went, obviously that team always won. And then we kind of tied it in with like local radio road shows, as well as interviews prior to the match. So journalists would come down
Wow!
and check me out, and then do a follow up kind of interview and article in the newspaper, local newspaper, and then the national
The,
newspapers.
the Max Factor lucky charm at all the football
And
grounds. But hang on a minute,
well,
I don't remember seeing that you went to Arsenal ground at any point. Why'd you leave Arsenal
don't think
out?
I remember doing Tottenham, Chelsea, QPR. Don't think I did Arsenal, unfortunately.
So
It was all
I've got to
great
ask then,
experience.
who's your team then?
Here we go. I knew you was going to say that. Well, obviously, because I originate from the Midlands, it's got to be Burton Albion. There you go.
Fair enough.
No arguments
Fair enough.
caused.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're good there. I've just got to say, I just saw something come up on screen that Belen's just joined us. It's 8 a.m. there. She's just joined us from Argentina. So thank you for
Oh
getting up so
wow!
early,
Hello,
Belen.
thank you,
Welcome
thank you.
along. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so when we just go back to what you were saying, so even at 15, when you started this tour from Scotland all the way down, performing everywhere, you
Yes,
were writing your own material then.
yes. Back then, yes.
Wow,
I
good
know,
grief.
I know.
Where do you draw inspiration from when you're writing?
Again, it's some are from real life experiences. Some back in the day, I was listening to a lot of like, remember the band Heart?
Oh
Love
yeah,
those.
she had big
Celine
hair.
Dion, Bob. Yes, amazing voice, such powerful voice. Celine
Yeah.
Dion, Bob Streisand. My mum used to play lots of country music as well, Tammy Wynette. So it was all kind of like relationship, I guess, related
Mm.
songs, which I kind of obviously can relate to. And from whether my sisters have been in a breakup or whatever, I'd write about whatever I felt at the time. And it just kind of, sometimes I can just sit at the piano, play a chord, my mind's blank, play one chord, and then something that will just appear. Then it all comes flooding
Mm.
out. So it varies. It varies. But right from the age of 14, I've been writing.
Wow. Wow.
I
And
know.
one of the things you mentioned there was about being invited to sing the British national anthem. And I
Yes.
have to tell people, because again, that's a Vegas related thing, which we're going to get to. But I read a
Yeah.
quote that was from Don
Don
King, the
King. I
legendary
know.
Don
I know.
King, that
I know.
described you as being a real knockout in the ring. That is the coolest quote. That's
Brilliant. It was
incredible.
brilliant. Well, when I was
Wow.
out in Vegas, I actually at the Riviera, I can't remember who was fighting at the time, but there was several matches on. And previously, I'd actually been doing all the football pitches. I was on, there was a program called Standing Room Only with, I think Gary Lineker, was he hosting it? It was on the BBC, BBC Two, it was on at the time. And they did a feature of me where I was obviously, they'd filmed at the football grounds and me performing. And then I went out to Vegas the week later. I was in the ring performing before I sang the national anthem. There's almost like a Mexican wave calling Maxine, Maxine. And at the end, they said, "We saw you at Southampton last week. We've all literally flown over to Vegas for this particular boxing match." And then obviously at the same time, I was booked to do the Lennox Lewis and Tommy Tucker, is it? The fight at the Thompson Mack Centre. So, and again, singing the national anthem, but it was so almost like was home from home, seeing all these football crowds and
Yeah.
people that I've seen in and around the football stadiums all recognise me. And it was just fantastic feeling. Fantastic. It was
That's
amazing.
amazing. You go to Vegas and you bring your home
I know.
crew with you.
Can't go anywhere, can you? It's
You
like,
can't, can you?
no.
And you, so in amongst all this as well, before you got to Vegas, and you said you're going to all these different
Yes.
places, something else I read was it you performed with Take That at Aintree Racecourse. How on
Yes, I
earth did
did.
that come about? Tell
I
me,
did.
tell me.
Well, again, it was all part of the promotional package, and because I was on all of the radio road shows, like BBC Radio One, they put on all these little shows, and there was a main show at Aintree Racecourse where Take That were headlining, and I was doing the support. So, and it was also supporting the likes of Peter Andre. Do you remember Curiosity Killed the Cat? So those kind of bands,
God,
Five
yeah,
Star.
Ben
So they
somebody
were all
was.
making a name for themselves, and I was on the same bill with them. So great
Wow.
guys, great
Oh,
guys.
Five Star. I love Five Star. I said to you
I
the other
know.
day when you mentioned Five Star,
Yes.
just to
Yeah.
try and do that dance routine that they
I
did
know.
endlessly for hours in my living room as a
Oh
teenager.
gosh,
Never
no,
cracked it, completely
no.
uncoordinated.
Got to be
So, but
out of
you
breath
went
now.
to you went to see Take That this year though, didn't you?
I did. With my friend Sophie from the Good Old Grasshopper, and my friend Adan and Faye. We all went to see Take That at the O2. To be honest, I preferred them back in the day, in all honesty. The great
Ah,
guys, very, very talented, and they put on an amazing show. But I personally prefer them kind of back in the day, and I think that's what your memory is when they were younger and full of energy. And I know we all obviously grow older, um,
yeah,
but it was, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, but it was a great
really.
show. It was a great show.
Would
Yeah, yeah.
would they have been better with the addition of Robbie, or are you not a fan
I
of
think they
Robbie?
would have been better with the addition of me supporting them.
Oh yeah, that's what went wrong. There you go.
It
That was
is.
the
It is.
mistake. They
No,
went
they actually had
downhill after
they
Aintree.
had they had Ollie Murs on supporting them, and he, I have to say, was fantastic. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. Great
Oh wow.
performer, great showman, great entertainer. I loved him. Absolutely loved him.
Oh,
So yeah, but
fantastic.
they
So
were good.
talk.
They were good.
All right. I'm a bit of a Robbie lover myself. So
Are you? Are you? Yes.
I
Yeah.
think, oh, he's
He's
a
a
little
great
cutie,
musician.
isn't he? He's
He
a little
is.
cutie.
He is.
Anyway, we're talking about
Absolutely.
entertaining, and there's something I have to. See, I'm holding off trying to talk about Vegas, but I can't do it anymore. So, so in amongst all the places that you have performed in, from every football ground virtually in the UK, apart from Arsenal, of course, boxing, shopping centres, pubs, clubs, universities, you then, at a very young age, ended up having your own show at the Stardust Casino in
I
Las
did.
Vegas. Tell us
I
more,
did.
please.
Well, again, that was all part of the promotional package. Beforehand, my management team went out there and met up with a guy called Art Palulo, who kind of owns Vegas. Um, and they went into all the casinos and the hotels and just explaining this young artist, I guess, up and coming, and managed to get me on at the Stardust Hotel. Had my own name up in lights, massive sign. England's hottest new star, Maxine. Again, I had a 2-hour show, literally sometimes twice a day there in the Stardust Hotel. Again, it was
Oh my.
amazing. It was on CBS TV, Fox TV, radio interviews, and just an amazing experience. Love Vegas, absolutely love Vegas. It's like Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it. I love it. Absolutely
Yes,
love it.
yes,
So,
I
and
am
as
rather
do
a
you.
fan. A little bit of a fan of Vegas, she said, with her 60th trip upcoming. But there we are. So, did
Wow.
you stay at Stardust? Because, funnily enough, when we got married, we had our honeymoon at Stardust in
Did you?
Vegas.
Wow, because
Yeah,
that's gone now, isn't it? That's been demolished. We actually
yeah.
stayed at Circus at the time,
Oh,
and then
fabulous.
I went back out there, and we stayed at the MGM Grand. So the
Oh,
second
nice.
time
Bit
I
of a
went out there.
difference.
Yes, yes, yeah. But it was so cheap at the time. Couldn't believe, even in the restaurants. I mean, you'd get these foot-long trays, and you'd pile your food on, all for about $1. All the ice
Yeah.
cream. I came back half a stone heavier. So
Oh, yeah. I always
diet.
say that if I go for a week, I'm looking at about 6 to 8 pounds by the time I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
back.
easily, easily,
It'd
easily.
be
But
rude
it's
not
just
to.
so. I know, but it's an absolutely amazing place. Love it, absolutely love it. I mean, my
Do
favourite is the
you?
Bellagio,
Oh, yes.
the Dancing Fountains, the
Mm.
MGM, and Mirage. I mean, every hotel. It's just wow. It is wow. But
And Mirage, last chance to see it I had last month because that's now going as well.
oh, is it? Wow,
Yeah, the
wow.
volcano's going next.
They're all
This. Oh
slowly,
God,
slowly going,
in
aren't
a
they?
week.
Oh
Actually, in a
no!
week's time. Yeah,
Wow.
they've got hard rock about it. So it's sad because they're getting rid of Mirage and the
Yes.
giant volcano, which everyone loves, but
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
building a 600-foot hotel shaped like a guitar. So, that'll be good.
But is it going to erupt like a volcano at some point?
Should do. Sparks could come out the top or something, couldn't they?
I'm
But
sure something
yeah,
like that will happen.
they'll probably have like lights going up it and
Yeah,
music coming out of it and God knows what.
definitely,
But one
definitely.
quote before we move on from Vegas, because several people have said to me, do not get caught up on Vegas and stop asking her about all the stuff she's doing now because you get obsessed with Vegas, Kath. Shut up. But I do have to tell everyone the most amazing quote that Maxine got when she was in Vegas. Are you all ready? Wait for this. Frank Sinatra described her as a young Shirley MacLaine. Frank
I know,
Sinatra.
I know.
Dear
Well, there were
God,
producers out
woman.
there. Bill Novis, who was a producer at the time, I got offered to play alongside Patrick Swayze, young Fanny Hill. But I'm not an actress, and I was obviously wanting to do my own music, come back to the UK, do my own music. Management were quite controlling at the time, without going into great detail. But
Mm,
yeah, what a great comment, and yeah,
what a
it was just
compliment.
I know, I know, I know. It's brilliant. It was brilliant. And do you remember? Do you remember Tiffany? I think we're
Of
alone
course.
now.
I think we're
So
alone now.
her producer George Tobin, he was wanting me to stay out there, and I wish I could go back in time and say yes, yes, yes. But we chose to come back to the UK and do an album over here. But she was performing out there at the Hilton as well.
Oh, of course.
Where Elvis sang.
Yeah.
Ironically, another
Yeah.
story. When we was out there, we had a meeting with Greg Souders, who was the senior vice president. I think he was always the vice president of Warner Chapel, and he gave me
Oh,
some demo tracks of Sheryl Crow to actually cover, and I've still got them now. Tracks for Maxine from Sheryl Crow. Some of them were really really good, but they're quite poppy at the time, and also sent us down to a lady that was called Dolores Fuller. She must have been around 70 at the time. Well, she played alongside Elvis Presley in the Blue Hawaii movie. So you remember the lady on the tracks, on the train
oh
tracks, the
God,
blonde
yes.
lady.
Yes, yes, yes.
That was Dolores. And she actually gave me some music to record of hers that she wrote. So this is Dolores Fuller, and I mean she's since died now, but what an absolute opportunity to meet this
Wow.
amazing lady. And I sat at a white piano that Elvis Presley's actually played. So I played this white piano that Elvis played, and it was just she was
Oh,
just one amazing lady, and she gave me some of her songs to actually record, of which I did record one of them, which was very, very country style. And I'm hoping that I can kind of re-record it and revamp it. So, but amazing. Again, met some amazing people out there. It was all
wow.
brilliant.
You
I
sat
know,
at a
I
piano
know,
that Elvis sat at.
I know. this white grand
Oh,
piano. But I was kind of like a 19-year-old at the time. You know what teenage? Oh, okay. Oh, Elvis is playing
yeah.
now. I'd be like, oh my god, photos, photos, quick photos, socials.
Good
But
grief.
back then,
So,
I was just
what?
doing my thing. So
But you don't you, at the time? Yeah, you're just going along doing what you're
I
doing,
know,
and
I know,
it doesn't. Yeah,
I
but
know.
now, but then you've still got. I mean, what you've got there, your that
Absolutely,
piece of paper you just had in
yeah,
your hand. That's just like, oh
absolutely.
my god,
I know,
oh
I
my
know.
god.
There's so many stories, and yeah. But it was great. It was great. So love
Who's that?
Elvis. We all love Elvis.
We all love
Come see
Elvis. We all love
us.
Elvis. You've just blown my friend Bellen's mind with the quote about Frank Sinatra.
Oh,
That's blown everybody's
oh,
mind.
brilliant. Oh, blue eyes. But what an
But
amazing, how beautiful was Elvis, though? What a good looking guy.
oh
He was so beautiful.
god, there'd never
I know.
be anyone to even vaguely compare, will there? Let's
No,
be honest.
no, not at all. Not at all.
Gorgeous
Not
human
at all.
being. But anyway, we must digress. Much as I'd like to carry on talking about your Vegas
So
experiences
when
all
are
day.
we going
Well,
back there?
yeah,
When are we
we'll talk
going?
about it on the plane when we go over there
Yeah.
in a little while. Sorry, Marty, you're staying at home. Sorry, Ash, it's a girls' weekend.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so you left. Okay, so you left Vegas and you came back because obviously, ultimately, you want to pursue your doing your own
Yes.
material
Yeah.
and going in your own direction. So you got back and you had quite a deal offered to you when you first
I
came back
did.
to the UK, didn't you?
I had a couple of singles released. I
Hmm.
had a 3 album deal with, it was actually a financial backer that was part of a German bank, and they
Hmm.
financially paid for all of the album. This is the album. That's the that's
Hmm.
the album. Um,
Yay!
so we had the singles released. That singles released. It's not enough, and you can still get that. Buy
I was
that
just going
from.
to ask you, can we
Yeah,
still get that? And if we can still get it, where can we get it from?
you can. I mean, these are kind of going on eBay, as with my very first single, Love, Power and Peace. But the actual album is still unreleased. So I've got an unreleased album sat there, um, which I guess, can be revamped and maybe modernised. But it's obviously very dated now because it's back in towards the end of the
Hmm.
'90s. But that was produced by a guy called Graham Broad, who's a very, very well known drummer. He's played for Tina Turner, Brian Adams, and he pulled in engineers that have worked with like Beverly Craven, and they knew kind of vocally how the vocal should sit on the music. Because we had another guy called Nick Griffiths, who's since passed away. Unfortunately, he got Producer of the Year at the time. Do you remember the group Cast? So they
Yes,
were,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So they did really well. He got Producer of the Year for them, and we got him in, but he just literally engineered it as a band kind of sound rather than more of a vocal solo artist. But we've got this album that's been released, and unfortunately the company that backed the project ran out of money, and they
Oh,
disappeared. So we couldn't do anything with it. We'd literally rehearsed the band, rehearsals are underway to do the promotional tour for it. And they literally just disappeared. So again, story of my life, kind of got so close, but then it just kind of
oh,
got whipped away. But it's still there. The recordings are still there to do something with if
that
need be.
that's the thing, isn't it? You've still got it, and
Yeah,
you can revamp
yeah,
it, and you can get it
yeah,
out there. Although, when on
yes.
earth you're going to get the chance to do that is anybody's guess. Because now I think it's time to move on to the here and now, as it
I
says,
know,
because
I
you
know,
have got so much going on. So,
I know.
where do we
I
start?
mean,
The Sixx high vibe, sensible grey
oh
cells.
gosh,
I'll leave it to you.
don't. I don't. Well, in between that, I obviously raised 3 kids. So,
Well, yes, there is that. One of whom is a jockey.
oh, he is, bless him, Reese. He's a professional jockey, so he's doing really well. He's doing really well, but hard work. He actually reminds me of how I was at the age of 13, just dedicated, passionate, but he had that support from his family, from me, getting up at 5 in the morning to take him to the stables. But again, yeah, very, very proud of him. Very
But
proud.
what's I've got to ask him. Sorry, I was about to go onto your band,
I
but
know.
what this is always going to happen. Just go wombling off somewhere. So what got him into that? Because that's not something. Is that something from your background? Did you ever do horse riding, or it's just something that came into his head? How did it come about?
No, we actually had friends that had horses, and we used to go down every every other day and help out, muck out, go on hacks. And Reese actually had a lesson from a freelance riding instructor. He had one lesson, and it was actually her that said to him, if you put your mind to it, you could have a career in this industry. Bearing in mind he was playing for county rugby, Surrey, so two contrasting sports and weights. But he absolutely loved the feeling of, again, with me, the feeling on stage. I was in control. I loved that feeling. He loved that feeling of being on a horse, and that was it. He wanted to be a jockey. So we went onto the British racing site just to see how do you go about becoming a jockey, because you are normally born into that industry.
Mm.
And there was actually a 12-week course that was coming up. So we applied, and I said to Reese, there's no way in a million years that you are going to get offered a place. So just get that into your head. We'll just go along for the experience. Went to Newmarket, and there was 300 applicants. Only 3 got offered a place, of which Reese was one of them. So at the end of the 12-week
Wow.
course, there was a race at Lingfield race course, which brilliantly for us is 20 minutes down the road. And he won it, went and won the race. And then Gary Moore, one of the top racing trainers, actually signed him up on his books at the age of 14. So the school that he was at the time gave him a day release every Friday for him to go and pursue his career. And he had to make a decision, jockey or rugby. And he chose jockey and had a double win yesterday at Epsom. So I think it's
Oh,
about
congratulations,
about
Reese.
147 wins, I think, to date now. So yeah, he's doing great at
I
only
need to get
27.
tips from you then, because as a gambler,
I
we need
don't
to be
even get
talking
I
about
don't even get tips. I don't even get tips. When I say to him, any decent horses? Don't know. Don't know.
Oh.
And that's it. That's it. But
See,
no,
but
he's
the
doing great.
connection there goes back through the family, because obviously you performed at Aintree. We take that. So there
Absolutely.
you go. He was
There you
destined
go.
to get.
Absolutely. It was. It was. So my life has kind of been dedicated to my 3 children. And then
Yeah.
literally 5, 6. I mean, I've had like a recording package that I've all again written and recorded my own music, done the odd gig every now and again. And then it's almost like now it's my time I've got to start thinking about me, getting my life back in order and doing something
Yes.
for myself. Music has always been my passion. So it's either all or nothing, isn't it? So I've gone from kind of
Yeah.
not doing a great deal to then this year it's literally I've joined a covers band, the High Vibes, which I absolutely love kind of performing. So I'm a natural born performer. That's what my passion is. And we've created a band with Martin called the Sixx. I've done BVs for Sensible Grey Cells and obviously worked with Paul and Captain. They've recorded on my tracks as well, which I've not long finished. So it's all kind of working out really, really well. But the latest project, obviously, is the Sixx, which again,
Mm.
just literally, it's just snowballed. It's just gone so quick. I can't keep up with it. We're kind of in the studio in London, rehearsing tomorrow all day, and then we've got gigs booked next year already, festivals. And we've not got anything to sell yet. Nothing actually recorded, completed. So, but
So,
it's
but
all
with
it's all going.
so with the Sixx, so
Yes.
you had, so let's get it right. So you had already written the material and then you put the band together, or do you
No, I've
started
written.
recording
No,
it?
I've written and recorded material under my own name. So Maxine
Mhm.
Talulah, I've got loads of material that's written that I've got an album finished that I can put out on Spotify, and I'm in the
Mhm.
process of doing kind of some little videos too as well. But the Sixx, it's a combination, a collab with all of the musicians. So we're all talented musicians, singers. So there's going to be 2 main singers, myself and a male singer, Goldie, his name is.
I was going to
So we're
say, we're
going to be,
going to give name
yeah.
checks to everyone in the
Yes.
Sixx. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So you got Goldie, that's lead vocals with myself, and he's on guitar. We've got a violinist that's going to be playing Hammond organ as well. That's Jenny. Obviously Martin on the drums. A guy Cal, that's the does all the production and he's got the studio and he's on guitar as well. Who else have I missed out? Bass player Jules. So cool guy. But it's all exciting. It's really
Oh,
exciting.
you've got a
But
bassist now,
obviously,
because the last time I looked, you were still looking
yes,
for a bassist. That's
yes,
sorted now, is
yes,
it?
yes. We've got that. We've got the full lineup now. So
Oh,
we're in
fantastic.
rehearsals tomorrow, of which there'll be some snapshots taken and put out on social media, no doubt.
Good, 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 good. So
So
the
yeah,
material is written and the album is ready. So
No,
is the
no,
plan? No.
we've literally recorded a couple of songs. We're just at the very initial stages where we're
All right.
creating a sound that we want to get
Ah,
out there,
I'm
which
with
is
you.
kind of a
Yeah.
more, again, American. I've loved like kind of the American Sheryl Crow, Tom Petty kind of sound. So that's what we're kind of gearing towards. So we're in the process of still continuing to write, but hopefully the album, I'm guessing, will be finished near the end of the year, and then we'll get some gigs in the diary and get it out there. But in the meantime, I'm doing the high vibes, some cover songs and original songs as well. Still getting out there and performing, doing little acoustic gigs that I've done a few now. Again, they're brilliant. Just love doing them. And the next one, I think, as I said to you, is at the Grasshopper on the Green, our favourite place to be, our second home.
Oh, look,
In
there we are.
August.
Look along the bottom of the
Oh, it's
screen
on
there.
there. It's on
We've
there.
got some of the dates scrolling across the screen for anyone who can get to one of Maxine's shows. Definitely. So, so where does your focus lie? Because obviously, so you say you've written an album already under your name, and
Yes,
then
yeah. Well,
you're
a collection of
writing
songs. So yeah, it's a whole
with
collection of
the
songs.
Sixx.
So we're all writing with the Sixx. That's going to be, I'm guessing, will probably be the main focus. Will be the main
Okay.
focus. But there's nothing to
Okay.
say. I mean, I've just learnt in life. I mean, from Vegas and right from offers that I've had previously, just to say yes. If anything's
Yeah.
providing, it's obviously I like the music. Just say yes. And this is what I say to my
Yeah.
students that I teach. If you get offered a West End show and it's not you want to be a rock and roll star, but just say yes. Do it for the
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
there's no
sorry. We've
harm.
just been joined by one of
Oh, look
my
at that.
cats. This is
Oh,
AJ. This is AJ, our Spanish
oh,
cat that we brought back with us when we lived in Spain.
oh,
He came and
AJ.
adopted us.
They don't. That's what
We
they say.
usually
You don't own a cat; they own you.
totally both of ours adopted us. Yeah, we went to Spain with one cat and came back with two, but there we are.
Two, as you do, as you do.
Are we expecting any appearances from Maisie or Jasper behind you, or are they
Yeah, where's
behaving
Maxine?
themselves?
No, I think they are behaving themselves. Although they've not been for their daily walk yet. So I'm surprised Jasper's not
Oh,
whining his head off like he normally does.
oh, oh.
Maisie's probably in the
So
bedroom trying to find squirrels.
in the bedroom.
Oh, in the bedroom, she can look over the bed and see in the window. We've got these squirrels that run across the windowsill. So she
Oh,
barks her
you're
head off at these
so
squirrels.
lucky. You're so lucky. Where we used to live, we used to have squirrels, and every morning they'd come and we'd hand feed them monkey nuts on the windowsill. And when we
Yes.
moved here, we haven't got any squirrels because we've got so many wooded areas. It's like they're all
Oh,
over there and they're not
yeah,
coming to the house.
yeah,
I'm trying to lure
yes.
them with a trail of monkey nuts to the front door.
Well, this is what Martin does. It's like Dr. Dolittle. He puts little broccoli stalks out there and peanuts and things. It drives
Could end
Maisie
up they'll be
mad.
lined up
I
looking through
know.
the window.
They do.
Eh?
That's exactly what they do. They do. And they know Maisie's the other side. So,
Oh bless. Oh bless. So
I know.
so going back to the music. Sorry, it's the cat's fault. It wasn't me. To go back to the music. So we've got the Sixx, and that is now all kind of firmed up. You're in the studio. You're getting things going. Plan
Yeah.
presumably release an album and tour with it. Is that the plan?
Hopefully, hopefully we can try if we can get a support slot. That would be great, a great start. But we've got some festivals lined up next year, and we're hoping
Mhm.
maybe to get some low key gigs towards the end of this year. Just maybe a handful of 6 or 7 songs, just to try them out, and as a band, just to see how we gel and how we get on, and then just take it from there. But ideally, yes, a nice little support slot would be great.
Yeah,
And then in the meantime,
absolutely.
continue to do acoustic gigs and other gigs and just do what I can, writing and recording. I'm always doing that, regardless. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. How
yeah,
different is it? Because this is something. Because Ash, my producer, if you know, he's in a band as well. The
yeah, yeah,
Stereotypes. Now they've been
yes,
an original punk band since right back at the beginning.
yeah,
So now they're doing a new album, but it's also coming up that covers bands are very popular, and there's this
yes.
kind of balance of, well, how do you feel about performing your own stuff as opposed to doing covers, or do you just like performing?
I
Because
just
it
think
seems like a tricky thing.
it is. I do enjoy performing, but I do try and when I sing other artists' songs like Pink, So What, or Adele, I try and vary the melody, so I'm kind of making it my own. I mean,
Mm,
you've heard Shipbuilding, and we've recorded Tom Petty version of Breakdown. which is
Yes.
very different to how the original artist. So it's almost kind of becomes an original. So whilst
Mm,
the musically it's still a song that you recognise, I just vary the melody around a little bit.
mm,
So
put
it's
your own
kind of
stamp on it.
making it my own. Yeah, but obviously I do prefer doing my own music.
So
But you
that
still
is your
got to
preference
get out there.
always, yeah.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Do
Yeah,
you feel you
definitely.
can put more, I don't know, how do I describe it, more passion or more heart into it if it's something that you've written, therefore you're singing from a different place?
I can, but the songs that I've kind of chosen for the covers would be songs that I probably could relate to anyway, in a similar kind of. I
Mm,
mean, I'm a lyric person. I do like a song that tells a story, almost like can make a
mm,
little mini movie to it. So as long as I can kind of relate to it lyrically, then I can give it my all. But with everything that I
mm.
do, I try to give it my absolute all. Because when you're
Yeah.
passionate about music, you just do what you do.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And what was it? So what you also mentioned back there? Oh, she said, "Who's this? Do we know who's this?" Tracy Chamberlain. If you could perform, I asked you this the other day. Right, I'll leave this to Maxine. If you could perform with any artist, who would it be?
Tracy Chamberlain, that's my sister.
Oh, is it? Hello, Tracy.
Hi,
Thank you for
Trace.
joining us.
Thank you. Yeah, she tuned in. She tuned in, and she probably doesn't actually know the answer to this. But there's only, I mean, whilst I've met kind of a lot of well-known artists that we mentioned previously, if he was still alive, the one person that I would absolutely be in awe of and would love to perform would be Freddie Mercury.
Hmm,
He's just one amazing performer. Is again a showman, an absolute showman. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Great voice, great stage presence. So he would be the one person that I would love to perform alongside.
yeah, he's hard to beat, isn't he? For the whole package.
Definitely,
What I mean,
definitely. I know. It's
and
great.
so what song would you choose to sing with Freddie?
Oh gosh. I think you'd have to sing one of mine.
I think that's only fair, isn't it? I think that's fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know one of our friends that's watching, Belen over in Argentina. She'll be bouncing up and down now because she is a huge Queen and Freddie
Is
Mercury
she?
fan, so she'll
Yeah.
love that answer. See, it
Brilliant.
was worth getting
Brilliant.
up at 8 in the morning in Argentina now.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So the other one, so you're talking about all the artists that obviously you've met and performed with, from Take That to Peter Andre to
Mhm.
Five Star and for
Yes.
comments from Frank Sinatra, Don King. I mean, you're blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind. But also, as you briefly mentioned there, you worked with the Sensible Grey Cells. So for anybody watching who doesn't know the Sensible Grey Cells, can you tell us who they are and what you did?
So you've got Captain Sensible, Paul Gray of the Damned, both of the Damned. Then obviously Marty Love, who happens to be my husband as well. They have got the Sensible Grey Cells, which is obviously a trio. And I think I went to the studio to see how they were doing when they were recording their album. And we all went over to the local pub in Reigate, the Rodeer, and had pizza and drinks after the recording session, chatting generally to Captain. And he asked if I would do some BVs on their album. I said, yeah, of course, providing you play guitar on one of my songs. And he literally went, deal, deal. So if you don't ask, you don't get, do you? So he's on one of my songs called Time to Shine. He's played the solo part, guitar solo, which sounds great. And then I went into the studio and recorded some BVs for them. And I think, yeah, there was
Oh,
one
right.
time when he sent one of their songs that was released called So Long, actually. Captain sent a message because this was during lockdown. He said, I need some kind of angelic choir vocals and maybe piano. And as I was listening to it, I could hear kind of a classical part on the piano. So I didn't think he'd use it, sent it back to Captain along with all the BVs, used the BVs, and the opening line of their single is My Piano. So get in there, happy days. It was brilliant.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. And is this is the album Get Back into the World? Sensible Grey Cells,
Yes,
is it?
that's the one.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Then their
yeah,
single that was
yeah.
so long. Yeah, seems so long ago
So
now.
right.
Then obviously I've recorded on it with Wingmen as well. Some Johnny Moped
Oh
as
yeah.
well. So their album that's
Yeah.
out at the moment. Quonk, I've done BVs on their songs. So yeah, getting about.
You are here, there, and
Because
everywhere, my
you've got to
girl. No
get you've
wonder
got to
the
get
dogs.
yourself. Got to get yourself out there, Cathy.
Yeah, it's no wonder the dogs haven't been out for a walk yet. I'm
I know.
holding you up this morning.
No, it's absolutely fine. It's been great.
Oh, something else you mentioned in there when we were talking about different artists and different things you've done was Shipbuilding, the Elvis
Yes, yes,
Costello song. So what,
yeah.
tell us what made you choose that,
Oh,
and tell us
wow.
about the video and how you feel about doing videos, because that's quite a video you did
Oh, I
there.
love doing video. Yeah, I do. Absolutely love doing videos. It was actually Martin's suggestion, because we were kind of racking a brain as to what would be a great cover song to do. And ironically, we'd actually met up with a friend of ours who's an author, Julie Hamill. We'd met her in a Camden pub, and this guy came over and got some books off her, and she signed them. And Martin kind of recognised him, and at the end we said, "Who's that?" She said it was Clive Langer. It's like, oh, right, okay, Clive Langer, who wrote Shipbuilding and with Elvis Costello. So I recorded it, actually sent it to Clive for his approval. He absolutely loved it. He loved it. He says, I love the way that you've made it your own. So back to the cover songs, even the writer himself thought it sounded like an original, because I asked him if he thought anything else could be put on there to improve it. He's like, nothing, I can't add anything more other than what you've done. It all sounds absolutely great. But it wasn't a song that I would have probably chosen personally. I mean, the chord progressions are absolute nightmare to learn initially. It took me probably about 3 weeks to learn all the piano parts to it. But I mean, the end result, it did sound great. And everybody that's heard it absolutely loves it. Again, it's one of those songs you love it or hate it. And fortunately, thankfully, most people that have all love it. So that,
Yeah, so
yeah, went
it's a
down well. Then,
beautiful
then we
version
just
out
thought,
there.
yeah, then we needed to make a video for it. So we went down to Hastings, and a friend of mine who's a photographer, we did the shoot down there, and he put it all together, and it came out really well. So
So
yeah,
you
good.
said you love doing videos. Oh, got to ask you then, if you had like say a dream budget and you could make a video anywhere in the
Oh,
world of any kind of scenario, what would you choose, or where would you choose? What would you
got to
like
be,
to do?
it's got to be the Nevada desert, surely.
Of course, of
Vegas.
course. Where else?
Cowgirl hat and cowboy boots, and
Yeah, that's it.
so
Tucking your thumbs into your pockets, doing a bit of line
absolutely,
dancing, maybe.
yeah. So that's where it
That
would be.
sounds perfect. I
Yeah,
see. I
first
miss the
location.
days of Yeah, I miss the days of big videos, early 80s, because I was a big Duran
MTV,
Duran
I
fan,
know.
and that time with all those
Yes. Yeah.
huge budgets
Yeah.
and those amazing videos
Yeah.
they used to make.
Cost thousands, didn't they? But it's like nowadays everything's social media based, isn't it? And you do them on your camera, on your own phone, your iPhones, and
Yeah,
but you
exactly.
can't beat the old school way, which is what we're kind of doing now with the band, forming the band, sitting in a room, writing,
Yeah,
recording. Then we'll get out and do some gigs.
yeah,
So
absolutely. And everyone's looking forward to that. And so let's just recap for anyone who wasn't keeping up. So we've got the Sixx,
we've got the
and you're
Sixx.
doing the album, and you will
Yes.
hopefully be going out on tour. In the meantime, high vibes, and we've got
Yes.
gigs there, and we've
Yeah.
scrolled those across the screen, although he could scroll them again. And you're still doing your own solo slash
Yes.
acoustic
Yeah.
stuff as
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know. Full on.
Good grief.
Full on. No rest for the wicked. But
Really
that's how I
full on.
like it. It is how I like it.
Yeah,
My kids are kind of an age now where they're not so dependent on me. So it's time for me to start living my life again. And music is my passion, absolute passion. So
of course,
I've got
absolutely.
to do it.
You dedicated, yeah, so many
Yeah.
years of your
Yeah.
life to them. It's time for you to
Definitely.
come back. And oh, look at that. Look, as if by magic, in case anyone's wondering they didn't catch something or they need to catch up with something we said, all of Maxine's socials are scrolling along there. So you can get in touch
Brilliant.
with Maxine about anything. Also, if you look at the show notes when we finished, which we haven't yet, by the way, when we finished, if
Yes.
you look at the show notes, there are links in there to all of Maxine's socials that you can just click on and go and follow her and see everything that she's doing. So it's all there for everyone.
Brilliant.
But in the meantime, now we've rounded
Oh,
that
here we
up,
go.
we want to get to know more about the real Maxine, the other Maxine. When the microphone gets put away and the
Oh, I'm
lights
not sure I'm
go
going to
off.
like this.
So, first question, and it is a big question on this program that everyone gets asked.
Go on then.
What is your favourite biscuit? Do you have tea or coffee? And do you dunk?
Oh, absolutely. Of course. Of course. Um, I'm both. I like coffee, and I also every now and again I do like a real strong builder's tea. And I will dunk. But my absolute favourite, I mean, I just love biscuits generally, full stop. Chocolate, cakes,
Yep.
biscuits. Do you remember? Oh, I don't know if you would remember. You're probably not as old as me, Cathy. Do you remember broken biscuits? Do you remember the broken biscuits you could buy in those? You used to
You
go to
can
the
still
factory
get
shops.
them.
Can you?
You can still get them.
Oh,
I
that's
think
enough
it's
for me.
Iceland do them. Yeah,
Do
Iceland
they?
still do them.
As kids, we
Yeah.
used to get so excited getting these box of broken biscuits. But my absolute all-time favourite biscuit would be, you know, on a Sunday afternoon when it's all drizzly and rainy outside, put a movie on, get your cup of tea, a good old-fashioned McVitie's digestive biscuit. I don't think you can beat a digestive
Yes.
biscuit. But sometimes I
Yeah.
make up my own kind of biscuits, and I've always got a jar of Nutella in the cupboard. So when I'm feeling really indulgent, I literally scoop out some Nutella, spread it on the digestive, thick, nice and thick. So that would have to be my favourite biscuit.
Wouldn't want to dunk it once you put
And
Nutella.
I would still, if it's got chocolate on it, providing it's stuck properly, I would dunk it into coffee. But plain
Oh yeah.
digestive into tea.
And do you also like chocolate digestives? And if you like chocolate digestives, do you prefer the milk or the plain?
Milk. Milk
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
I just find the plains too bitter.
Yeah.
Chocolate
They
generally
keep
would have to
messing with
be.
these.
I know.
You prefer.
I know.
They mess with biscuits and they change them. It's like
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Jaffa cakes, and then it's like cherry Jaffa cakes, Coca-Cola Jaffa cakes. You're like, no,
I
Jaffa
know.
cakes
Just have
are
the good old
orange.
fashioned proper Jaffa cake. I know. I know. I know.
I missed that. Danielle
Someone
said
should.
something about a biscuit. I just saw that come
Someone
up.
said
What
the
did she
cheap
say?
ones. No, no, I can't do cheap. It has to be McVitie's. It does.
Yes.
There's
Would
certain
you know
things
what the
like
other day?
baked beans, tomato sauce, all has to be a certain brand.
It's not right otherwise, is it? If you
No,
get if you get
no,
baked beans that aren't the right baked beans, they're too run. The
absolutely.
liquid's too runny. If you
Rice
get
pudding,
ketchup that isn't
custard,
Heinz, yeah, right,
absolutely.
rice. Oh, but the
Ambrosia.
ketchup, it's too vinegary if
It
it's
is.
not Heinz.
I know. I know. Same with brown
No,
sauce, HP. But
we're
biscuits has
brand
to be
snobs.
McVitie's. I can have cheap custard creams. I can have cheap custard creams and cheap rich tea biscuits, but digestives have to be McVitie's. So I'm afraid.
Ah, but not cheap bourbons, because what I've noticed with cheap bourbons, and I know this is a weird thing, they make them square, and a bourbon
Oh,
can't be
oh
square. It
no,
has to be
it's
oblong.
rectangle. Absolutely.
Yeah. Whenever they make cheap bourbons, they make them square. What's that about? That's just wrong.
I know. I know. You can just spill my
Anyway,
coffee down.
there was something else before I go into a quick fire random question thing with you that I was going to
Yeah.
ask you about, and that was the spirit world.
Oh,
Because I'm
okay.
wondering, do you have any spooky tales? Have you ever seen a ghost or have evidence of ghosts, or do you believe in ghosts?
I do actually. Yes, I do. I do. And the only thing that I've experienced was there was
Hmm.
one early morning when I was taking Reese to the stable. So it would have been at 5:30 in the morning. And we was
Hmm.
driving along this country road. It was clear morning, so it wasn't foggy or anything. It was a clear
Hmm.
morning. Literally driving down this country road, and just out in the middle of nowhere, there's this mist in the middle of the road. And I kind of looked at Reese, and he looked at me, and we both at the same time said, Did you see that?" So it's like, whoa, that's spooky. That's kind of the only thing
Oh.
I've experienced. Apparently, there is a ghost where I live. Martin's seen it, and my son Kai has also seen it, but I haven't, and neither has my daughter. And I think they know that if we did, I'd be out of here. I would be out of here. It would freak me out. But apparently, it's meant to be a friendly one. But even so, it would freak me out. Whereas they're
Would you
misted.
not? You wouldn't want to actually see one.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. No, no, but I
See, I
do.
always
Yeah.
think I would, but then I've sort of like you, sort of odd things have happened, but I've never actually seen one. I think I'd love to see one. And I'm thinking, yeah, but would I? Would I just completely? I
I
don't
know.
know.
I know. And as bizarrely as it sounds, I mean, my mum recently passed away, and
Oh,
I've
sorry to
put
hear
some of
that.
some of her ashes in a little yellow rose bush that's out on our rooftop. And every morning I go out there and say, morning, Mum. And there's one morning last week, it was so still, not a breeze at all. And I said, morning, Mum, and there's a slight flicker. So whether you believe it or not, I don't. So we've got 2 rose bushes, one pink one yellow, and the yellow one literally almost flickered, as if she's like saying hello back. So
Yeah,
whether
she was saying
that's
good morning.
yeah, she was. Whereas the other one didn't. It didn't move at all. So no trees, just movement. Just this one rose bush did, and it was just gives you comfort, doesn't it? I guess.
But that's the thing, whether it's true or whether it's not, if it makes you feel a certain way and it makes you feel comforted, there's no harm in it, is there? But I think she was saying good morning. I'm going to say she was saying good morning.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so.
So are we ready to jump onto some random questions before we let you carry on with your day?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to do a couple of very quick ones. What would be your favourite board game? Do you and Marty of an evening sit and play board games?
What do you think? We're a newly married couple.
I was going to say first anniversary. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations on your first wedding anniversary.
Thank you, yes.
So what do newly married couples do then if they don't play board games?
Watching EastEnders.
Form a new band.
And form a new band.
All right then, all right. No board games, fair enough. How about favourite takeaway? Come on, you've got to sit there of an evening with a takeaway. Would you not eat?
Martin makes a mean curry, but favourite takeaway would have to be good old fashioned fish and chips. I do like a Chinese, but fish and chips, something from it's just different from the chip shop. You can't do that homemade. But Martin makes a mean Indian curry, but fish and chips takeaway. With mushy peas.
What level mushy peas?
Yeah, 100%. Yes, definitely. Northern.
Of course, yeah, I'm forgetting, you see. Chip butty or no chip butty? And is it white bread?
White bread, yes. Yes.
I think it would be obscene to have healthy brown bread and put chips in it.
No.
That's just wrong.
No, this is wrong. That is wrong. Completely.
And you mentioned a couple of condiments before. If you could only choose one condiment, what's your favourite condiment?
Oh, brown sauce. Brown sauce.
You like mustard?
I know.
What's he saying in the background? I can hear him in the background.
You like mustard? Again, it would have to be Coleman's. But brown sauce.
Brown sauce. All right. Okay. And so you're performing, obviously, you're out on the road performing your gigs. I come down to a show, you finished your show, you're looking thirsty. I come up to the bar and I go, Maxine, what can I get you to drink? What are you having?
A nice Moretti, please.
Oh, really?
Followed by a nice Malbec.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
Just to quench the thirst, a nice Moretti, followed by a Malbec.
Nice. Any snacks going with that?
No, because I almost feel like I've done a workout, so I don't want to pile on the pounds. So the drink will just have to do.
Fair enough. And okay, right. I've got here, old school, sheets and sheets and sheets. Oh, who's this?
Oh, here she is.
Is that Maisie or Jasper? It's Maisie.
This is Maisie Moo. You've been on the show before, Maisie. Say hello.
She has. Go on, put Maisie on full screen. We need to see Maisie full screen.
And Maisie she's become the pop dog as well at the Grasshopper, aren't you?
Oh,
aren't you?
The Grasshopper in Westerham, where you're performing on August the 24th.
Absolutely. We'll see you there, Cathy.
I'd love to get down there. I'd love to get down in between Vegas trips. Oh, look at her. Oh, can we all just sit and admire Maisie?
Oh, I know.
Oh, she's so cute. She is cute. She's adorable. Oh, look, here you go. Look, adorable. Set everybody off now. Look at her face. She's a star of the show, this one.
She's like, really? I've got to do this again.
So, Maisie, I've got to ask you, what's your favourite dog food?
Oh, Maisie. It's got to be fresh chicken. All cheese.
Pampered pooch.
Oh, completely. Completely.
Oh, look at her. She's so beautiful.
She is.
Oh,
She
I'm
is.
getting transfixed now. Right. So random questions. I have in my hands, would you believe, 62 random questions, of which I would like you to choose 3. So you've got to pick a number between
Right.
1 and 62.
Right, 8.
8. Oh, do you have any skills or hobbies which would surprise people? It's like a hidden talent or a hobby.
God, I don't think I do.
Come on, Marty, help her out.
Make one up. What would you say, Martin?
I can't say. You can't.
No, can't say live on air, I don't think. Next question.
Fair enough. Well, all right, I'll put it another way then. When it comes to things like DIY, gardening, that sort of thing, are you a dab hand or not?
I like to be. I do. Yeah, not really. I mean, DIY. I can put a picture on the wall, of course. Get the hammer
There
and
you go.
nails. Yeah, I could do that.
There you go.
Can do that.
There you
I
go.
put
There's a talent. There's a skill.
wardrobe in my daughter's desk and with chest of drawers put together with her, myself and her. So yeah.
There you go. Dab hand at that sort of thing. It's a talent. You see, just give yourself credit for the talent. Trust me, putting together
Absolutely.
flat pack furniture can drive some people completely insane.
Well, there were a few arguments. There's a few words, but we got there.
Excellent. Right, 2 more. Give me another number between 1 and 62, but not 8.
24.
24. Oh, okay. Your favourite. So these are quick fire. Your favourite season.
Spring.
Wine.
Oh, Malbec.
Because you've already done that one. Dessert.
Oh, anything with chocolate in it.
Nice. And movie or movie genre.
Oh, it's got to be Pretty Woman.
Oh, yes. Oh, look, good morning to our friends in Maine, Andy and Simone. Good morning. Thank you for coming so early. Oh, Pretty Woman. Yeah, there are shops I go into and I have that Pretty Woman moment where they look you up and down and this is not the shop for you.
Oh, brilliant. Dirty Dancing, all the chick flicks, love. Absolutely love.
Yeah. Footloose. Oh, that's a terrible film, but I love the theme song.
Yes.
I was so excited because I'd actually never seen the movie and I love that song so much. And one day the movie came on and I sat there and went, that was an utter pile of crap. Hey, the song was good. Right, one more, darling. Give me one more number between 1 and 62.
Oh, let's go for 62.
Oh, a bold move, a bold move. Oh, okay. Are you easier to scare or to embarrass?
Probably to scare.
To scare?
Yeah. I'm not easily.
Oh, hang on, I've got to ask you one more. If there was a product that you were asked to endorse and it then meant you'd get it for free for the rest of your life, what product would you choose? Could be anything.
Not wine. It'd be lipstick.
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 Fair enough. Any particular brand in case anyone's watching that might want to?
Actually, it would be Max Factor. Max Factor lipstick, please.
Oh,
Maxine Factor.
That makes perfect sense.
And whilst we were in the States, we visited Max Factor's offices and see if they want to do any sponsorship. And they said, why do we need to? You're already doing it for us. You've been labelled the Max Factor. You're already doing it. So,
of course. Fantastic. Right. I've said to you I'd try to stick to an hour, and obviously we've gone over that hour, and I apologise. And if we carry on, we could go on for 2 hours. So we better not, because Maisie needs a walk.
She does.
Oh, look she does. Oh, look. Yeah, it might start raining. Mummy, take me out before it starts raining. Yes, right, listen, my lovely, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your amazing stories. We're scrolling again across the bottom of the screen. That's Maxine's socials. You can all start following and stalking Maxine now and going to all her shows. Yes, go to all her
Definitely.
shows, buy everything, her back catalogue, get out there, get to a gig, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much. You've
Well,
been a
thank you.
fantastic guest. Really
It's been
enjoyed
great.
having you.
It's been great.
Any final words, any parting words to our
Just
watching
thank you to
crowds?
each and every one of you who have tuned in to watch this. It's been an experience. It's really, really appreciate you tuning in. So thank you. And thank you from Maisie as well.
Brilliant stuff. Listen, we're going to put you backstage as I just say a couple of goodbyes. So thank you
Okay.
once again for a fabulous show, and I will
Pleasure.
talk to you again soon. Thanks,
You will
Maxine.
do. Thanks, Cathy. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye for now. Well, I think you'll agree. Maxine was an amazing guest with some fabulous, fabulous stories. And I'm cutting it off. I don't want to, because we could carry on talking for a heck of a long time. But thank you again, as she said, for joining us. Some of you, I know it's incredibly early over there in America, South America, wherever you're joining us from, Dublin, all around the world. And we appreciate you coming. We really do. We've got a couple of other shows in the pipeline, which won't tell you just yet who they are, but they're coming up. But in the meantime, keep buying music, keep going to gigs, keep supporting artists, and we will see you on Reignite very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.